श्री स्वामीनारायण भगवाननी
जय
अक्षर पुरुषोत्तम महाराजनी
जय
गुणातीतानंद स्वामी महाराजनी
जय
भगत जी महाराजनी
जय
शास्त्री जी महाराजनी
जय
योगी जी महाराजनी
जय
प्रमुख स्वामी महाराजनी
जय
महंत स्वामी महाराजनी
जय
प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज शताब्दी महोत्सवनी
जय
अक्षरधाम महोत्सवनी
जय.
Jai Swaminarayan balaks and balikas, welcome to our weekly Bal-Balika Sabha.
Sharad bhai, I know the perfect theme for today's Sabha. But before I tell you, I want to ask you 2 questions.
2 questions? What kind of questions are they? I hope they aren't a math problem. I still have to study for my test.
Don't worry, Sharad bhai. There will not be any math. My first question is, can you break this twig?
Is this a trick? Is this twig made of metal or something?
Nope. It's just a normal stick.
Oh, then yeah, I can easily break the twig.
You're right. That was easy. But now for my second question. Can you break these bundle of sticks?
What? There is no way that I can break that bundle all by myself. You said this wouldn't be hard. Maybe we should get back to our sabha now.
Actually, these questions go hand in hand with today's topic. In today's Sabha, we will be talking about the importance of Samp. Do you all know what Samp is?
Ooh, I do. Balaks and balikas. Let's say it together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Teamwork. You know, Parambai, I'm a little bit confused on how not being able to break sticks shows Samp. Wait, were you just trying to make me look weak in front of the balaks and balikas?
No, not at all, Sharad bhai. Actually, I have a question for you. What was the only difference in the 2 challenges that I gave you?
I guess that there weren't really any changes that were made. The only difference was that in the first challenge, you gave me 1 stick, while in the second, there was a whole bundle.
Yup. And now, what was the result of both of those challenges?
Well, I was able to break the single stick pretty easily, while the bundle was impossible to break.
Exactly. Having strength in numbers and being united is what made the bundle of sticks so much harder to break.
Oh, I get it now. The sticks had Samp, and working together made them unbreakable.
Precisely, Sharad bhai. In the same way, when we keep Samp with our family and friends, there's nothing we can't do. The topic of Samp is one of Mansai Maharaj's favorites. We should all consider ourselves to be one big family.
You know, that reminds me of a famous line we always hear. BAPS?
Ek parivar. Exactly. When everyone has Samp, everything just works. It's like a symphony, where all the different instruments come together to make a really nice melody. Now let's ask Puja Uttam Shlok Swami to help us understand why Samp is so important and how we can learn to build it.
श्री स्वामीनारायण भगवान नी जय अक्षर पुरुषोत्तम महाराज नी जय गुणातीतानंद स्वामी महाराज नी जय भगत जी महाराज नी जय शास्त्री जी महाराज नी जय योगी जी महाराज नी जय प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज नी जय महंत स्वामी महाराज नी जय प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज शताब्दी महोत्सव नी जय अक्षरधाम महोत्सव नी Jai. So, in our virtual Bal-Balika Sabhas, we have seen groups of balaks singing and playing music instruments together. We have seen some playing tabla while others play the keyboard. We've seen some sing and others play the harmonium. There are so many different musical instruments which many are learning today. And when the music comes together, it sounds so good, right? But let's try breaking this down and see the individual parts. That is, see the individual instruments that are played. Let's start off with the basic tabla beat. So this is good, right? But after a while, listening to the same beat over and over, it starts to get boring, doesn't it? So now, let's try adding something else, like the harmonium, to spice things up a bit. That was better, right? This sounds alright, but it feels like something is missing. What's missing? What do you guys think is missing? No. Not food. We need something else in the music. That's right. We need a singer. So let's add a singer to this mix. Okay, it's sounding much better now, right? So let's add one more musical instrument. What about if we add the manjira? It's sounding really nice, right? What if we take this to a next level? What do you guys think about adding a string instrument? Let's try a violin. And then there's still one more instrument we can add. Let's round out the music by adding the keyboard. How great does that sound? Now the music sounds complete. So when we started by first listening to the tabla, then we added the harmonium, and then we added the singer, and then we added the manjira, and then we added the violin, and then we added the keyboard. Whew, that was a mouthful. So you see, as we continue to add instruments, the music begins to sound better and better. Did you notice that at the start, one instrument sounded pretty cool, but it wasn't until when everybody started playing together, then it sounded amazing. So now, I think this musical group deserves a name. Help me out, guys. What type of name? You know what? Let's call this group the Samp Symphony. They'll be helping us out throughout the whole presentation. Now, let's go back to the basic beat. But this time, we're not going to add 1, 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, or more people. This time, we want all of you to be a part of this symphony at home. That's right. You're going to be a part of this symphony. So your part is very easy. All you have to do is copy the beat that this balak is playing, but exactly how he's playing it. All right? You guys ready? Let's start off with a simple beat. Now all of you guys join in as well. Look at that balak. Great. You are all getting it. Now we are going to make the music sound better by upgrading the tabla and the beat to somebody who has been playing for 1 year. Upgrade time. Upgrade time. This is the final upgrade. See if you can catch up. Great job, everybody. That sounded amazing. And it was fun, wasn't it? Now, did you notice it was easy in the beginning to follow along? Many times, though, when we begin playing an instrument, we are very motivated to play, especially in the beginning. But then we lose interest. Can you guys relate to this? When practicing, we get frustrated because we're playing the same thing over and over and over again. We get mad and feel like we're not becoming a good player quick enough.
Mommy, this is hard. I can't do this.
And what happens after this? We end up quitting. We don't stick with what we have started. Just as we get frustrated by practicing music, we might get frustrated while practicing Samp. Samp? What's that? That seems like a foreign language, right? But it's actually not. Samp, in simple terms, means unity or working together as a team. We've seen this before, so let's learn more about how we can become a team player. One person who has been a team player his entire life is Mahant Swami Maharaj, starting from when he was a small kid. A few years ago, Mahant Swami Maharaj was speaking with some of the Santos. So one of the Swamis asked, Swami Shri, we know that one of your favorite sports was soccer, but which position did you play? Swami Shri replied, left fullback, meaning the left side defense. That Swami asked, but why did you play this position? Swami Shri said, because nobody else wanted to. The left fullback position is one of the most difficult positions to play in soccer because you have to defend or block shots from the other team and prevent them from scoring into our own goal. Another thing is, you don't get to kick the ball and score yourself because you're so back. So to make it even harder, the position requires a left-footed person. But Mahant Swami Maharaj was right-footed. Because of the difficulty of the position, nobody wanted to play that position. So what did Swami Shri do? He went to where the team needed him to. Despite the fact that he did not enjoy playing that position, Swami Shri, for the betterment of the whole team, decided to still play the left fullback position to help the whole team. Now, where can we practice having this teamwork in our lives? We don't have a team, right? Well, we do have a team. We have the people we live with, our family. And one of the things that we can practice is having good behavior at home. We can do this by speaking politely with our family. You know what? Let me help give an example of this. We are watching some TV, enjoying ourselves, and just as we get to the best part, one of our parents comes and tells us to turn it off. And they say it's time for Aarti. Let's go. So in that situation, we typically react in two ways. We often end up reacting this way.
I don't want to go to Aarti. These episodes only come once a week. And Aarti, I can just do that later. It's not like it's going to run away or anything.
But we all know that this is how we should react.
Oh, it's already Aarti time? Let's go. I'll just turn this off real quick.
In order to naturally speak in the way we saw the second time, we have to practice speaking respectfully to everybody, to be a team player, just as how Mahant Swami Maharaj practiced being a team player all his life. Let's get back to the music. Some Symphony, play something for us. Oh my god, that was too squeaky. It sounded like nails on a chalkboard. It sounded so bad, right? But did you notice that the tabla player was playing his beat just fine? But when the violin and manjira players started playing, it made it sound really bad, right? The tabla player, though, continued playing well. If you noticed, he stayed on beat and did his part. So for the next lesson, let's see what Mahanswami Maharaj says. Bija samp rakhe ke na rakhe, apne samp rakho. This means that we should keep samp whether others do or not. Whether other people do their part or not, we should always do our part. It's very easy to understand, but not so easy to follow. And not only does Swami say this, but he also applies it in his life. On November 9th, 2016, Mahant Swami Maharaj was in Rajkot. He had just finished washing his face, and before leaving, he had made sure the bathroom was clean, and when he was leaving the bathroom, he made sure to turn off the light. This may seem very small to us, but how many times have we walked out of our room and forgot to turn off the light? Or we forgot to put away our toys, or maybe even forgotten to turn off the TV. Mahant Swami Maharaj, being the president and guru of this huge sanstha, where he can easily tell anybody to do these things, he still feels the need to do his part to maintain Samp in the BAPS family. So, let's do our part. Again, bija samp rakhe ke na rakhe, apne samp rakho. So let's turn off the lights if they're not being used. After playing with our toys, let's put our toys away. If it is our turn to clean the table, we should do our part in making sure that it gets done properly. So let's get back to the music. Sometimes, because we practice the most, we feel like we should be heard the most. At home, everybody has their own part to play. Just as everybody in the symphony had their part to play. The harmonium had to play their music. The tabla had to play their part in playing the beat. The singer's role was to sing. So everybody's role was different. And they had to balance to make the music sound nice. So just like that, everybody in our family has a different part to play as well. Their roles are different. The parents play their part by protecting us, giving us food every day, providing clothes, providing what we need. We, as well as our brothers and sisters, can do our part by listening to our elders, doing good in school, praying every day, behaving well. We do our part. And when we all come together as a family, help one another, we are able to work as one team, one parivar, ek sampelo parivar. So Samp Symphony, what does this sound like? Wow, this time the music sounded perfect. In order to have unity within our family, everybody has to play their part, respect each other, and help out each other. The conductor is the one that balances all of us at the same time. Fortunately for us, we already have a successful conductor, an experienced guru, someone who has practiced Samp all of his life, and that is Mahant Swami Maharaj. If we follow what he says, we will be able to keep Samp or unity or be a team player within our happy family.
Wow, I didn't realize that there's so many ways that we can keep Samp in our daily lives. Whether it be with friends, family, or schoolmates, Samp is always essential.
I see what you mean, Parambhai, but how realistic is this? Will I really be able to use all of these tips on a daily basis?
You know, there are many balaks and balikas across North America that are able to keep this level of Samp in their daily lives. To learn more about how we can keep this Samp in our daily lives, why don't we take a look at some inspiration from all around North America?
स्वामी बाबा मारी तमे रक्षा करो स्वामी बाबा मारी तमे रक्षा करो मम मस्तक पर तमे हस्त धरो मम मस्तक पर तमे हस्त धरो स्वामी बाबा मारी तमे रक्षा करो स्वामी बाबा मारी तमे रक्षा करो मारा हैया तणो सहु मेरा हरो बड़ी भक्ति तणो रूड़ो भाग भरो मारे आशरो एक तमारो रहो स्वामी बाबा मारी तमे रक्षा करो मारा हाथ मामरु काम हजो मारा मुख मामरु राम हजो मारी कारि कथा विराम हजो स्वामी बाबा मारी तमे रक्षा करो काम क्रोध कदापि मने लूटे नहीं माही धीरजनु बड़ खूटे नहीं मारा प्रेम नो तातनो टूटे नहीं स्वामी बाबा मारी तमे रक्षा करो मम मस्तक पर तमे हस्त धरो स्वामी बाबा मारी तमे रक्षा करो स्वामी बाबा मारी तमे रक्षा करो स्वामी बाबा मारी तमे रक्षा करो
In today's Sabha, we learned about the meaning behind Samp. Along with that, we looked at some tips to keeping Samp on a daily basis. We also talked about how Samp is one of Manswai Maharaj's favorite things and that we are all BAPS Ek Parivar.